Hello, thanks for joining me. I'm just out today getting a little bit of footage as a ride round to what I thought I'd do is I've got a little bit of information to share from one of my loyal subscribers, and I haven't got many of them, but no. Oh, while I'm on that subject, if can I ask that, first of all, say thank you to all the people who've subscribed so far. It's great to have you on board. It's great that so many of you support the channel and leave comments and give me thumbs up and stuff like that. If you haven't subscribed, can I ask you to consider doing so? Because it really would help the channel out no end. I don't really push it too much, but I just think that now I've started, I've gone into a dealership and said, I'm doing a bit of a bit of a retirement hobby really, and starting to vlogging, and it's going reasonably well. But I just think it'd be great, the more subscribers I get on board, the easier it is for me to say, look, I've got this many subscribers, can you lend me that bike and let me have a ride on it? And it's as simple as that really. I'd really appreciate your support, because it would help the channel to grow. So if you do get the chance, leave a like and a comment and all that good stuff, but subscribing really would help me out, so that'd be great. Now, to go back to what I was saying, me regular subscriber, me regular supporter of the channel, there's a fella called Pete, and Pete lives in Normandy. And the one thing that I don't know how we got on the subject, to be honest, but we do have little chats through the comments box and occasional emails, and he dropped into the conversation that he used to work at a company in the UK called Heingerich. And for those who don't know, lots of you will remember Heingerich, but for those who don't know, they were a motorcycle clothing and accessory store a few years ago. Actually, probably quite a few years ago. Again, the years slip by, don't they? And it was very successful at the time, but then eventually it got bought out and sold on. And eventually, it unfortunately, I think Pete told me through, the management at the top weren't very good or whatever, and it unfortunately folded. But Pete worked there for a number of years in the local branch wherever he lived. I think it was in the southwest somewhere. And he was trained, probably trained on loads of stuff, but he was trained on helmet fitting, how to fit your helmet, by companies like Arai, I think he said Arai, and AGV and Shark, to name just a few. So he's the man to explain to us how to fit an helmet, because we all know how important it is to get a good fitting helmet. Obviously, I would imagine the number one concern is the safety implications, although how many people think of the safety implications when they're buying a helmet? Is it more based on colour and fit and fashion? But we should be, shouldn't we? We should be thinking, well, is this thing going to protect me in the event of a unfortunate incident, shall we say? So that's one thing. So, and what he's done, he sent me, when I asked him to put a bit more meat on the bones and explain it to me, because I didn't know, I know as much as anybody, which is very little, frankly. I am guilty of going on eBay and buying a second-hand helmet. Oh my goodness me! Why would who do that? Well, there's one here, unfortunately. When I saw the price of the new ones, I've bought a second-hand one, and then it comes home and it didn't fit. So that was a complete and utter waste of time, money, effort and everything. It just didn't fit me right, despite it being, I don't know, extra large, and the website said I needed extra large. But anyway, Pete has sent me a few pictures. of him showing you the basics of helmet fitting. Now, for some of you, none of this will come as a surprise. For some of you, you know, some of it might. And what I intend to do is, I won't do it here on the run, because I can't remember it. I can't remember the details of it. Oh, there's a wagon coming down there. I'll just let him come. I can't remember all the details, and I wouldn't want to get it wrong, because he'll be on to me for a start. So, what I'll do is I'm going to get home in a bit, and I'll overlay it. I'll do a voiceover. I'll do a voiceover with a few notes that he's kindly sent me, and then I should be... I should get it right, or I should get most of it right anyway. Obviously, don't take any of this as gospel, but it's just a little bit of information that could come in handy to a few people. Now, he has sent me some pictures. I'd like to say he was as pretty as Holly Willoughby or Heidi Klum or somebody like that. And you're a bad-looking boy, but we couldn't get a... He actually said, I don't know, you know, I'll make a bit of a fool of myself. I'm not bothered about that. But it's the information's what's most important. So thank you very much for taking the trouble of doing that, Pete. I'm sure it'll be appreciated by some people. And what I'll do when I get home is we'll have a look at them pictures, and I'll import a bit of information that he's passing on. Now, on a separate thing, I've also got, so this is going to be a bit of a strange one. Well, not really a strange one, they're all strange ones, my vlogs are, aren't they? But what I'll do, I'm just pulling up here in this little village because I'm sure I saw somewhere or other here that, and this is a bit random, this is as random as it gets, this little village in the middle of Derbyshire, near Dovedale it is, near a place called Ireland, and I'm sure there's a hotel just down the road. I'm trying to find the plaque, I'm trying to find this little plaque. But I'm sure that they said that, I don't know if you're a football fan, but in 1966, the German football team, who obviously England beat in the final, oh, this is a bit bumpy, this there, they stayed in the hotel just here when they were in the competition. I don't know what they were doing up here, but I don't know where they played the group matches or whatever, you know, maybe they were in Manchester or Liverpool or Birmingham or something, but... yeah, I don't know where the plaque is, but there's a plaque if I dig for it somewhere. Anyway, the German football team stayed in this hotel just down here while they were in that competition. Hey, another bit of randomness, eh? Butterfly brain, what did I tell you? I've also got, on this one, I've got some more pictures for you, some wonderful pictures. I've got one picture of a classic that puts mine to shame. I can't remember his name at the moment, but like I said, I'll do a voiceover when we get back and I'll show it you. I've never seen anything so sparkly. I don't think it's right, actually. I think it's too clean. It's too clean. I can't remember seeing one as clean as that. It's never been on the road. It was like a Royal Enfield publicity shot. You know what I mean? If it is as clean as that, genuine, I mean, drop my bike off, it never go with mine, because I'll soon get it clotted up in a few minutes. But yeah, I've got a few pictures for you, and so that's the object of today's efforts. I'm going to have a ride round, and I'll put this if I get this footage here as a bit of a backdrop to my voiceover with me helmet fitting advice and me and your photos that you kindly sent in to me. Okay, so finally got round to it. So here we go. Fit is everything. and the helmet should be tight when it's new. There is a difference between the protection of an expensive lid and a cheap lid. A D-ring is the best fastening on the strap. Never store your lid in the sun, and only clean it with mildly soapy water. Generally, flip fronts are not as safe as full face helmets, and generally they are heavier. If the helmet is ever impacted or dropped from a height or over 5 years old, replace it, unless it's been a well looked after quality lid. Now, we spoke about that briefly as well, and the eye-watering prices that you can get with quality lids. You know, we can be looking at £1,000 nowadays. And I said to him, what, in your opinion, is the best budget lid? So if you were on a budget, what make would you recommend? And he said, if you're after a sensibly priced lid, you can't really go wrong with an HJC, which by chance is what I've got. And I personally am very happy with mine. A couple of other little tips. Don't put your gloves in the helmet or hang it on the bar ends or on mirrors, because you can get dirt, grit and salt and stuff on your lining. Then it's going to go on your head at least, but it could, more importantly, have an adverse effect on the shell. Just to move forward to the pictures that Pete sent me, these are really fitting tips to make sure that the helmet fits your head properly. So imagine you've got your helmet on. What you need to do is put a bit of pressure on the back of the helmet. So push the back of the helmet forwards. And at that point, you should only be able to get the tips of 2 fingers between your forehead and the helmet lining. If you can get your fingers in, it's clearly too big. So there's a couple of pictures here. Put pressure on the back of the helmet, push it forward. You should only be able to get the tips of 2 fingers between your forehead and the helmet lining. And once it's on your head, we're going to check the cheek pads next, the side-to-side movement. So if you just push the helmet gently onto the cheek on one side and make sure that the pad opposite should still be in contact with the skin on that side. So in other words, when you push on one side of the helmet, you shouldn't have any gap appear on the other side of the helmet. Another check you can make once it's on your head, so you've pushed it forward to make sure you can't get your fingers in, just the tips of your fingers. You've pushed the side to make sure it doesn't lift off on the other side. And now if you remove the helmet, now when you pull the helmet up, when you take the helmet off your head, it should drag a little bit on your cheeks and on your ears. So it should be reasonably, it's not going to be dead easy, it should slide off, but equally it should pull a little bit on the side of your head. So what we're trying to do is make sure that the helmet fits properly. Now you can measure your head a centimetre or two above your eyebrows, going all the way around your head, to give you a rough idea, and compare it against manufacturers' charts to give you a rough idea, an approximate idea of the size that you will need. But it is important that it fits correctly, obviously, for many reasons. So it's always best to try it on at a reputable dealer, and if you can, keep it on for about 15 minutes and see how it feels. At the end of the day, by buying from a reputable dealer, they will offer you an after service, and I mean, you may have to take it back and change it, or use the customer service and make minor adjustments to the helmet. They can contact manufacturers and get things done for you, so it is better than buying off the internet. Again, if it's too tight, it's going to cause you pain and become unbearable very quickly, and if it's too slack, it clearly won't offer any protection, and it could be dangerous if it was too big. For example, if it was too big, it could pop down in front of your eyes and make it impossible to see where you're going. So clearly, fit is very important in many ways. So that just about wraps it up for the helmets. I'd just like to say many thanks to Pete in sunny France for his input. His advice is much appreciated, I'm sure not just by me but by others. Now, if anybody's got any comments or queries, anything specific, I mean, I'm not qualified to answer them, but I'm sure if you put them in the comments below, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Pete would pop up with a comment. And you know, I mean, I'm talking out of turn really, because I haven't asked him, but I don't doubt that if you put any comments, any queries in the thing below, Pete will pop up and he'll hopefully answer your questions for you. I'll do my best, but I'm not really an expert. He's the expert in the field. So thanks for listening through all that, and now I'm going to move on before I run out of time with some of your splendid photographs. But Pete, thanks once again, mate. Thank you. First up, we've got Michael. Now, Michael's in the sunny US of A in Oregon. Now, I'm sorry, Michael, I haven't Googled this to see where Oregon is. I don't know if it's in the north. I suspect it's in the north, isn't it? So you probably get winters like we get, and we're probably even worse than us. But anyway, Michael's got a lovely silver classic 350 that he had for about a week. And he says it's his lifelong dream to ride. He has had medical issues, this lad has, but it clearly isn't stopping him, and he's a big fan of British motorcycles. He says his dad used to ride a Triumph TR6, I think he said before he was born. So they're fantastic, Michael. You enjoy your bike, mate. It's a lovely looking thing, and thank you very much for sending your photographs in. Now, we've got a Ford down here. I don't get on with Fords very well. Anybody who's seen me before knows I dropped my new Kawasaki in a Ford. And I don't intend to repeat the... oh my God, there's no way I'm going through that. Here, look at that there. What do you reckon? Not a chance. Hey, I wish I got that in my lane now. I'd have been away, wouldn't I? I'd have been diving, I'd have been riding up the river, never mind just going through the Ford. But there's no, and I don't think I can get over that bridge over there. There's a bridge there, but it looks like Keith's turning round now, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't get that way. That's ridiculous. We've had a lot of rain recently, and it obviously still hasn't disappeared yet. But there's no way Keith is going through that on his little classic 350, because I can see it. I mean, I bet some of you are saying, go on, don't be such a sissy. Hey, be great to see you go through that. Yeah, end up on my side, drowning. Then you know what'll happen, don't you? What were we saying in the last one? A couple of Harley riders would come round and laugh at me. Yeah, point and laugh. Say, ha ha, serves you right, old lad. So yeah, we'll give that a swerve. We'll go back up this way, I think. Terry. Now, Terry, he's originally from Cannock. That's not far from me. That's South Staffs, that is. We're in North Staffs. But he's currently he's in North East Scotland, a place called Banff, which apparently is 60 mile north of Aberdeen, so he's right up top on the right hand side up there. And he's got a nice looking Alcyon Green there up in Scotland. Nice to see Terry, great bike. Now, I tell you what I am a bit concerned about. There's just one little bit of a concern here, and I'm a bit concerned about it. It's that, if you look in the background of Terry's picture, there's like an oil drum, and it looks like he's got a dead body propped up in it. So I don't know what's been going on up there, mate, but yeah, you just watch what you're sending folk, these pictures, because it could be incriminating, who knows. No, money joking, mate. You enjoy your bike, mate. Let's hope the summer comes soon and you enjoy getting out on it a bit more. Thanks for sending it in, mate. Thank you. You know, something's just occurred to me. It's only a little thing, little tiny thing, but my heel and toe Shifty, some people seem to like them and some people don't seem to like them, and that's fine. I like them. Others have said no, chuck it in the bin, you know, and I get that. We're all individuals, we know that. Well, another little advantage of my heel and toe Shifty is, how many times have you been on your little classic and you've gone for another gear and there ain't one there because because we haven't got a gear indicator, have we? Maybe we, I don't know, you know, we haven't got a gear indicator on these, and you go, you know, we've all done it, haven't we? Reach for another gear and it hasn't been there. Well, on the heel and toe, what you can do is if you just if you're in fifth but you're not sure if there's another one or not, you can just touch it with your heel and you know if it's solid you're in fifth. If it gives just the slightest bit, hey up, you're in fourth. You know, there's another one to go. But generally, isn't it? Generally, it isn't fourth to fifth, is it? It's fifth to sixth, and you can just lean back. I'm doing it now, and it's solid, obviously, because I'm in top. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being stupid. I don't know. Hey up. I don't know if he waved or if he nodded or if he did nothing. I don't know. Sometimes you can't tell, can you? Bit tricky. Tell you what, it's cold up here. That place on the left there, we had a pup from there once, that farm. They used to breed dogs, they used to have kennels there. Don't think they have anymore. Yeah. Dougal was his name, Dougal, the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. He was a brilliant lad, he was fantastic, he was. And I remember, I can see him now sitting on the back of the seat between the two kids, and the kids were only little, two girls I had, two little girls sitting there, and I said, right girls, what we going to call him? And they sort of looked at one another, and they said, I don't know if it was from Magic Roundabout, they said call him Dougal. I said, oh, alright, that's as good as anything else. So how Doug, he went miles with me, Doug did. He went miles, brilliant. Don't you just love him? We love the dogs, don't we? I've said it before, you know, I think I like dogs more than I like people. They're more reliable. You know what you're getting with a dog. They live for the day, don't they, eh? They make the best of whatever situation they're in. They either got a chip on the shoulder, they've got nothing to prove, they want to try and be, you know, they want to try and be big and impressive. They're just there. Or unconditional. Brilliant. We should be more like that, shouldn't we? Me as well. Or, you know, all of us. A bit more like a dog. Now, David's from Denmark. I don't think I've had any liaising with Denmark up to yet, but you're very welcome, David. I don't know if he's English or if he's Danish, I don't know. But David's been in touch. He says he's back on bikes after having quite a break without one. Seems he's been off bikes for 38 years, and he's bought himself a little red Royal Enfield Meteor. He says he loves the bike and he loves riding again, so that's brilliant, isn't it? That's what it's all about. And he's got his picture of his little red Meteor here. Now it's overlooking a place called, now I can't pronounce this, I don't know how to pronounce it, do I? Kuttingi Fjord. It's part by a fjord anywhere up there in Denmark. So enjoy your bike, David, and thank you for sending the picture in. Wonderful. Right, I'm getting towards home now, so hopefully I've got something on this that I can show you. Like I said, all I wanted to really do was have a little tickle round, and this is going to be the backdrop to your photos that you've kindly sent in. If anybody's got any more photos for me for the next one or the one after that, send them in to shottostravels@gmail.com and I'll pop them on for you. We all like to see the photos. And tell us who you are, where you are, what your bike's called. If it's somewhere interesting, tell me about that as well, the scenery. Tell me what you're getting up to, and I'll pop them on. That'll be brilliant. Thank you once again to Peter, who's sent me the bit about the helmets. Really good, Pete. Thank you very much, mate. I do appreciate it. Hopefully we've all learned something, and that'll help keep us all safe moving forward in the future. And don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Like I was on about subscribing, if you could do me a favour, just hit the subscribe button. That'd be marvellous. It'd help me get more bikes from my channel, so as I can go for a tickle out on them. So that's selfish, isn't it? But there you are. If you could do that, if you get anything off this content, if you enjoy it, if you tune in and you like it, then just give us a subscribe, and that'll help the channel. I don't like asking, to be honest with you. It's not, it's not really in our nature, is it? But then I've watched a few channels and they've said, if you don't ask people, they won't do it. And it's not because they don't want to do it, it's because they forget. They move on to the next one. It doesn't cost anything, but you have to ask people, apparently. And sometimes us Brits, we aren't good at that, are we? Well, it's like you're begging for something, and I'm not begging. If you want to do it, that would help me out. If you don't, that's fine as well. But people have said you must ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. And often if you do ask, you do get. So if we get one more subscriber after asking, then it's worthwhile, isn't it? But you know where I'm coming from. It'd be brilliant to help build my channel, and it does make it worthwhile. It makes you think, oh, this that it's worth doing, and somebody's getting something out of it. That's all we're after at the end of the day, isn't it? Anyway, so call it a day there. Thank you so much for tuning in to my little fledgling channel. Look after yourselves. Summer's coming now, so we'll be able to get on the bike soon. Although I thought that this morning, but I soon changed my mind when I was half hour into it. But summer's on its way, so make sure you ride safe. Watch out for the potholes and all the lunatic drivers. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.